Well, my friends, it has finally arrived. The Old Firm derby. Rangers vs Celtic, this time away at Celtic Park. Prepare for a bit of a roller coaster. But before we get into that, it is first time to reflect on what happened since episode 4. We'll kick it off with some transfer business. Glenn Middleton, loan offer came in for him, which I accepted. He hasn't been able to get into the team, and hopefully that will aid his development in the future. Meanwhile, we also had an offer for Jordan Rossiter from Dutch side Triple V. I originally tried to renegotiate, but then just decided, we might as well accept it. He hasn't been able to get into the side, and I doubt he will ever, really. So we accepted that, and that added about 300,000 to our account. You'll remember last episode that we got an offer of about 3.6 million for Alan McGregor from Troyes, the French Ligue 2 side. Well, I asked for 5 million, and they actually offered it. So I accepted. I mean, it's pretty insane. I'm not sure I can recall a 36-year-old ever going for that amount of money. But there you go. I guess perhaps the game needs a little bit of work on the transfer dealing side. But as you can see, it gives us around 15 million in a transfer budget. So we do have something to work with when the transfer window rolls around. Onwards to the games. First up, we have St Mirren. As you can see here, Kyle Lafferty does brilliantly well to get the touch away from a Morelos ball. Turns his man in the box and finishes beautifully to make it 1-0. It turned out to be a very frustrating afternoon though, as late on in the game, St Mirren had this opportunity. Fotheringham palmed it away straight into the path of the attacker, and they score to make it 1-1. So next up was a very unconvincing 1-0 win, but it didn't matter how scrappy it was. All that mattered was the fact that we got the win and the 3 points, as Morelos finishes really nicely there for us to get the win. Finally, we have our Europa League game against Bayer Leverkusen, and it started off unbelievably well as Umar Sadiq put us 1-0 ahead away in Germany. I actually made tons of changes for this with the Celtic game in prospect, and so far it worked out. Later though, Kevin Volland produces one of these, another stunner just like he did in the home fixture. And he wasn't finished there either. In the second half, Leverkusen had this to produce. Kevin Volland once again, and I'm guessing he's very good. But in almost the last kick of the game, Umar Sadiq once again coming out of nowhere to produce this. And as you can imagine, there were limbs all over the place. And it worked out great for us because Luzern actually beat Krasnodar 3-0 on the night, which was a brilliant result for us because it meant that the Europa League table looked something like this. As you can see, just 3 points behind Krasnodar now. We've only 2 games to play, but we still have Krasnodar to go, so we actually have a really good fighting chance to qualify for the next stage. And that brings us to the game today, guys. I'm not going to lie, I am feeling the pressure a little bit, especially after that result earlier. I'm recording this on the back of the Old Firm derby that took place about an hour ago. So hoping for a much better performance from our Rangers boys in this game today. But without further ado, it's time to begin. So let me show you the team sheet for today. And yes, you will notice there is a change of formation. In the recent games, I decided that we were too rigid in the sense that we only had one game plan, we only had one formation and one way of playing. I feel like we need a plan B, and we need to be able to rotate as much as possible between plans. So we've got a 4-3-3 is the way in which it's sort of set up in game, and this is what it's going to go like. So we've got Fotheringham goal, of course, Barisic, Katic, Bartley and Tavernier at the back. And I do want to just point out quickly is that it was brought to my attention this weekend that Kyle Bartley did actually used to play for Rangers. He had a couple of loan spells here, so yeah, I was pretty wowed at the fact that we had brought him in without me having any knowledge of that. So yeah, it's just something worth knowing In the midfield, though, we have Ryan Jack and Scott Arfield, and then Lasana Koulibaly just in front of them. Candeas and Ryan Kent on either wing. Ryan Kent has been impressive for me in the games that you just saw the highlights of. So hopefully he can put in a performance. And we've actually gone for Lafferty up front. You know, we got some tough decisions. I mean, Sadiq had just, you know, scored 2 goals, and I wanted him in. And obviously Morelos has been performing well all season. But at the end of the day, we need that central figure. If we want to be able to break and we want to be able to, you know, get crossed into the box, etc., using our pace on the wings, you know, we do need Lafferty in there. So, yeah, this is the side we're going with. And if we can see over on the other side, we've got the likes of Dembele, who, of course, is still there in this career. He's only just moved to Lyon in real life. Scott Sinclair, Scott Brown, James Forrest. I mean, you know, as you can see by the ratings, it's a team better than ours. You know, it's rated much higher than ours. But, you know, we need to fancy chances. We just need to fight and battle. Oh, I'm just desperate to win this game. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, and that's a really nice touch. You can see here the you know, the dressing room and the team talk beforehand. I haven't seen that yet in this. It's obviously just a thing that happens in derbies. That's a really nice touch, and I really like that. That's cool. So here we go then. And it's a shame that at the moment Celtic Park and Ibrox Stadium aren't in the game, but they should be pretty soon, and I'm really looking forward to that, as well as the player faces coming in as well. I've noticed that Celtic have actually got most of their player faces in the game, and you'll sort of notice that as we go along here in the cutscene. But, you know, it's all to come, hopefully sometime this month maybe. I mean, I have no idea, but, you know, that's what I'm being told. So, you know, that'll be good, and really looking forward to that, because it'll make these occasions just even more special. But for now, we deal with this, and all that matters is this game ahead and us getting the 3 points.
Another explosive edition today, and we just have to hope we're talking football at the end of it all. Always a big ask for officials, of course. Managers need to hope that their players will set the right tone, ferocity and aggression, but no indiscipline, no need for violence. Whatever happens, I hope and I believe we're in for a treat.
Right, come on then, boys. He stayed on his feet there, and he's got a bit of chance to shoot. Thank God for that. Oh, he's got to get booked for that, surely. He does. Callum McGregor, I think it is. And we've got to be dealing with this better sort of thing. We're not getting it out quick enough. Oh, he's got acres of... He's found Arfield, and Kent's made the run. Get to it. Barisic, though. He's going to look for Lafferty in the box. Oh! That was the last kick of the game before half-time, and Lafferty, he's got to be disappointed with that, hasn't he? Surely. I think he'll be absolutely fuming with himself about that. It was our only chance as well, but I'll tell you what, it's been pretty poor game, to be honest. In the final third, it's breaking down. We're not getting out of our feet quick enough, and it's getting really frustrating. I'm actually going to make a change here. I'm going to take Ryan Jack off and bring on Ajaria. I'm going to go with that for now. Looks for Kent out wide and finds him. It's nice ball. Lafferty's there. Yes! Get in there! Kyle Lafferty on his return to an Old Firm game. It's a brilliant header. What a ball from Ryan Kent. And he goes over to appreciate it as well. We take it short from the free kick. It's a nice turn of agility. Look there. Leaves the Celtic player. And Lafferty pounces onto that. That is what he's there to do. He's not been doing that enough this game. He hasn't been showing his strength, his aerial threat, and jumping properly like that. The goalkeeper may actually be disappointed with that, Craig Gordon. But we don't care. All we care about is a win. And it is 1-0 to Rangers. Oh, how's he managed to get through that ball? Doesn't matter though, thankfully. And Ryan Kent here on the break now. Be quicker. Yes, he is. That's good. That's really good. And now he's got some space to run into. He's got Akers. Finds Koulibaly, who will go for a shot. Oh, it's tipped wide. It's a good break attack indeed. Ryan Kent and Koulibaly teaming up well. And if we just have a look at the replay here, he does well. And it's a corner. Got to close our runners down here. Got to close them down the edge of the box. Oh, what is that? I mean, they've just allowed him. There's bodies everywhere. And somehow we allow the ball to get caught into the middle of us. Plough all the way through. Look at this. This ain't good enough. We've got to be more aware. Can Kent get onto it? He can indeed. He's got brilliant pace. Ryan Kent has. Sees Lafferty in the middle, who's free. Oh, it's a great block. That is a quality block, to be fair. What are you doing? Oh, my word. Oh. The f*** is going on there, man? I can't really explain what's happened there either. I mean, Katic, I mean, I'm pressing A, pressing A, pressing A, pressing anything to get rid of it. And look, they're just all over the place. Not reactive enough. How long have we got left? I mean, is it worth making substitutions? Have a look at the team. I mean, everyone is absolutely knackered. Look at the two wingers. I mean, I'm going to have to bring, like, Jamie Murphy on. You know what, I'm going to bring Morelos on as well. I'm actually going to put him on for Koulibaly. And I'm going to push him further forward. It's more of an attacking midfield role, but I want him bursting into the box. And we're going to have to go with that.
Rangers decided now is the time to make their final. Sinclair gets up to head it. Oh, just needed a better contact. Well, plenty of.
Barisic wins it. Oh, and that's full time. That's really disappointing. It's come from such a dodgy goal. The players just weren't reacting to what I was pressing, and really frustrating. I'm not going to lie. The thing is, it's actually a good point, but it just doesn't feel like it. It's disappointing. We should have beat them in the end. And, you know, I mean, there's a couple of plus sides. I mean, Ryan Kent was absolutely brilliant, as was Koulibaly. But, I mean, it's just so disappointing. Late on as well, we should have just held on to the lead. And, unfortunately, it wasn't to be. Still unbeaten, but, I mean, it doesn't feel like it. I've got to say, 4 points off Celtic is a long way to go, in all fairness. Only 11 games played in the league, so, yeah, we'll just keep ploughing on. Have a look. I'm getting messages every week now about Ajaria improving, which is always promising. Next up is Hamilton. We've played all of the. I'm guessing it's just repeating the fixture list now. So we go around again, and if we just have a look at the schedule here, we'll plan who we're going to come back for next. Maybe Motherwell, or maybe Krasnodar and Hibernian doubleheader. I don't know. You guys let me know. You guys let me know what I should do. Should it maybe Hibernian or Hibernian Krasnodar doubleheader, or maybe Motherwell and Luzerne doubleheader, because that'll be the last game in Europa League. See if we can qualify from that. Yeah, let me know, guys. But on that note, it is time to round it off there, and I do apologise to everyone that I couldn't bring home the win today. Just a point for us. Away at Celtic Park, but you know, we go again. Long way to go in the season, as we say, and there is a couple of promising things to look forward to next, with the likes of Europa League still to play for, and the league as well. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you've made it through to the end, I'm really grateful for that. Do drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel as well for more regular PES content. And on that note, I'm Brian 18, and I'll see you next time.